What's up, everybody? Happy Friday Eve to you. Today is Thursday, November 8th, 2018, and you know what time it is. It's time to reflect.
My name is Aidan Johnson, and my dad's name is Pierre LaMar Johnson, as you all know, probably. If this is your first video watching, hope you enjoy it.
Boom. What do you want to talk about, buddy? What was like a lesson or something that you're reflecting on for this week? What do you think we should encourage the people with?
Moving on.
Moving on? Okay. What does that mean to you?
If you just finished a lesson or something, and then you try to move on to the next lesson, but in a different way. If somebody gets you upset or something, just move on it and don't think about it anymore.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, that's really good. You know, God is a God of order, and in order for us to experience what He has for us next, we've got to take care of what is now, right?
Yep.
So we have to make sure that if we go to second grade, we got to make sure that we take care of what we have to take care of in first grade, right? Yep. So when there are things that go wrong, we have to do what? Learn the lesson, right?
Yep.
And this is what I believe. I believe that to fall is not to fail unless you fail to get back up again. And sometimes in life we'll go through things, but we've got to understand and have in our mind that as difficult as the problems may be, no matter the loss, no matter what the defeat is, that we never lose. You never lose if you learn. So if you learn the lesson, you never lose. If you learn the lesson, you always win. And you know that your destiny, your expected end that God has for you. Jeremiah 29:11 says that I know the plans, I know the thoughts that I have concerning you, to bring you to an expected end. And your expected end, your destiny will never come prematurely in the execution of your process. And in part of your process, meaning part of the middle time, you know what I mean, that you're not quite at the finish line, you're not at the starting line, but the process is the thing that's in the middle. That can be messy. And your expected end, your end result, your destiny will not come premature or prematurely in the execution of your process. That your process has to take place, and in order for the destiny or the expected end to come, the process has got to be fulfilled. The process has got to be experienced, and part of that is that we're going to experience loss and defeat, failure. We're going to experience difficult times. What you're saying, Aidan, is that that we've got to make sure that we get the lesson right and move on. Yeah? And we were talking about not letting things bother you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you let things bother you?
Sometimes when somebody gets me really upset, I kind of let it bother me, but then I try to move on, try to have something keep me occupied with something.
That's good. My God, so instead of getting offended, be occupied. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
I didn't do
So
that.
instead of so even that, guess what? Things like that, sometimes in life people will do things to us, right?
Yeah.
They'll put the cooties, is that what that means? Oh, God, stop. Come on, let me finish my point. I'm hot. Sometimes in life, we will go through things. Angel Carlos said something at a recent event, at a recent conference at the Roar Conference 2018, and she was saying that we have two boxes in life. That we have the offense box and the non-offense box. And sometimes when things happen, that we have to choose not to be offended. And when we put things in the non-offense box, we've got to let it go and not even think about it anymore. And I think that is key to what you're saying. That some things you have to pick and choose what you're going to be offended by, what you're going to be upset over. And other things you got to put in the non-offense. I'm not going to be upset about this. You put this in the non-offense box and you move on, right? You move on. Catherine Sharp said this. She said, sometime in your life you'll go on a journey. It will be the longest journey you'll ever go on, and it's the journey to find yourself. So it's in the journey that you have to decide what you're going to be offended by, what you're going to allow to hurt you, and what you're just going to simply move on from, and what you're going to put in the non-offense box and the offense box. So we just want to encourage you to just move on, right? Pick up the lesson, pick up the treasure, and move on. What you decide what you're going to harp on, and that God is restoring some years, that God is making things brand new again. So we've just got to decide that in order for us to experience what God has for us next, we've got to make sure that we're good stewards, or that we take really good care of what God has for us now, because we can't get what's in 2009 for us if we don't catch up and get what's in 2018.
In the present moment.
In the present moment. That's good, bro. Present moment. All right. So, listen, folks. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Have a wonderful weekend, and
run on. Old school.
Old school. What
a good movie.
Your shirt is on backwards, by the way. Gosh.